Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the whole drama and controversy surrounding Jaclyn Hill, and I'm just going to be giving my thoughts and opinions on it because I have a lot of them, and to be honest I just need someone to talk to about it, so that's why I'm going to be making the video. If you don't know, I'll give you a quick rundown on the situation. So basically Jaclyn Hill was an OG beauty YouTuber, and she has like sort of done what most of them have done and migrated over to short form content on TikTok. That is where people spend their time now, that is where the views are, the money is, and to be honest, and don't come for me, short form content is easier to make. It's a lot easier to stick your camera up for 3 minutes, spend 5 or so minutes editing. At least that's what I do. I understand people who have this as a profession are probably going to take it a lot more seriously than what I do, editing and then stick the video up and yeah, whatever. So basically her whole issue was that she isn't getting views on TikTok the way she used to, and my initial problem with this was and I think a lot of initial problems with this were like the sense of entitlement of like almost scolding her audience, why you're not watching me anymore sort of thing. And like my initial reaction was like, people have lives. Like not a lot of people spend all day every day scrolling and watching videos, and there's very few creators that I would check for an update. Like even on here there's a couple of creators that I have my notification bell on for, but like I used to watch beauty YouTube and she was never one of the ones that I had my notification bell on for. And that's not to say that I didn't watch anything with her in it, I just like, she didn't make content that appealed to me. So yeah, she migrated over onto TikTok, and now her issue is that like nobody's watching her and she's not getting the views. She must have checked like her insights or something at the end of the month and then realized that like it wasn't going well or whatever. She didn't do well on TikTok that month. So her video, to say it wasn't well received, I think it was an understatement. Initially a lot of people's reaction was kind of the same as mine, in that like, who do you think you are? Like no one owes you anything, no one owes you views. Like yes, you've been at this for years, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're entitled to people watching you. And I also think that like a lot of the creators who aren't maybe doing as well as they did have sort of just taken it on the chin and like moved on. Not a lot of people's first reaction would be to pick up their camera and yet again almost like tell off their audience for not watching them anymore. Like it's just really strange. Like everything you have and everything you've achieved and earned from your viewers, you got from them, so to almost like turn on them it was just strange. It was strange, and a lot of people in the comments thought it was strange. But since then I have been watching, because I'm on obviously like beauty TikTok, I've been watching a lot of like not similar creators, but like similar content, and I was like a bit taken aback by how out of touch some of these influencers are. And if you don't know, Belfast, where I'm from, has actually just been named the most deprived place in the whole of the UK, which yeah, kind of explains why I suppose have such a bee in my bonnet about this whole influencer situation. So yeah, the fact that people are making these types of videos, you can see it in one of two ways. Initially I sort of thought like, you know what, this is escapism, this is what people need, this is what people want. People don't want to think about real life, they don't want to think about like how bad their 60-hour week is, only to come home and not even be able to buy luxuries, to barely be able to afford food and rent. So to see people complain online about TikTok views, I'm like, do you know what you sound like? Like, can you hear yourself? Did you watch that video back in editing? Give it like a caption on TikTok and post it and think, yeah, that'll go down well. Have you been outside? Have you watched the news? Like, are you, yeah, let me calm down. Anyway, on the same sort of vein, a lot of the influencers that are coming up on my For You page, I have followed since like the beginning of TikTok, like 2020, right? Particularly Mikayla. Now, I know Mikayla has been in a lot of controversy. A lot of it, not that I don't necessarily agree with, but I feel like people have just sort of taken it and run, in the sense that they have decided at one point, I don't like her. And everything that they are seeing her do is sort of like a confirmation bias, in that it is not letting them see her as a person, rather that girl that I don't like on TikTok. So no matter what she does, she's wrong for those people. Now, until quite recently, I sort of had a bit of sympathy for her. I'm just getting my blush. I sort of had a bit of sympathy for her because, I don't know, I was just a bit like, I don't feel like people are very fair to her for that reason, for the confirmation bias reason. I feel like they decided they don't like her, and yeah, nothing she could do is gonna help her situation. It just isn't. So I actually can't even remember when it was. It was either yesterday or the day before. A video from her popped up on my For You page. I was scrolling and it was about her closet organizer. Right now, don't get me wrong, I obviously have like all my organizers and stuff in my makeup desk. I have my organizers in my cupboard, and like even then I'm like, I cried when I saw this makeup desk in my house, because I was like, this is everything I've ever wanted, and it's literally like from IKEA. It's not like I didn't pay someone to come in and custom build it, or like, it's from IKEA. My husband built it, but it's everything that I've ever wanted. So I cried when I saw it, because I was like, how lucky am I that I'm in a position where I'm able to have my makeup desk, and that's it, right? It's the simple things. But it seems to me that like, I don't know whether they don't realize when they're posting this stuff, like, or anyway, the video, well, that lid's gone forever. The video was basically her explaining and like giving a walkthrough of what the closet organizers had done for her closet, right? And the video was like, I want to say like 3 minutes long. It was like the longest video that I had seen on my scroll. And to be honest, I think I stayed through the whole thing because I was in disbelief. Like, I actually couldn't believe it. And like, I was watching it and thinking like, you have 2 feet, and like, I couldn't count how many pairs of shoes, and there was every kind of shoe you could imagine. And then she moved on to her daily shoes, and I just thought, what do you mean? Like, yeah, I'm getting off track, but the video was her walking through her closet and saying they did this and they did this and they did this, and yeah, it was fine. Now, the thing that like struck me was when I went to the comments, like a lot of them were just straight up writing what I had been thinking, and I thought like, oh, maybe I'm actually not like a hater. Maybe I'm not a hater. I don't hate her. I don't. As I said, I had a relatively neutral opinion of her. And I think for me to hate someone that I have never and will never meet is redundant, because the only person that's annoying is me. What I don't understand, and what I suppose the point of this video is like the emerging trend of, I wouldn't even say overconsumption, because consumption is not an emerging, it's a trend. It always has been. It has been since I was coming up in beauty. It's like this flex culture of like, look how much I've got. And I don't even think Mikayla was necessarily doing it to be like, look what I've got. But how have you looked around yourself, thought, I know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna make a video of how well my personal organisers have organised the room that is my wardrobe. Like, how have you thought that's a good idea? I get that like some people want to use it as escapism, and don't get me wrong, not all the comments were negative. There was some comments of people being like, oh my god, can I shop at your store, like stuff along that line. But like, that just goes to show you, like, even people who are positive and are supporting her and are like enjoying that kind of content are aware of the sheer volume of stuff. No one person is ever gonna get use out of that amount of stuff. Nobody can. You only have so many days. Even if she wore a different combination of clothes every single day, twice a day for the rest of her life, I don't think she would get through what she has in there. And also in Smoky Glow's video recently, in Hannah's video, she was talking about a haul that she did for like £160,000 or dollars in Prada. Do you know what £160,000 would buy a normal person? Like that would near enough buy you a house. And she's just blown that in one day in one shop. And all this to say, no hate to anybody who is able to do this for themselves. Absolutely not. The point isn't, and it has never been, don't post your content on your page. Post whatever you want. But then don't have oh woe is me reaction when the general public who are struggling can't relate and don't want to watch that content. And that's the point with Jaclyn as well. Like, these are only two of my like examples that come straight to my head when I think of like unrelatable influencers, and they are the two that also have made videos complaining about the job of being an influencer, complaining about the fact that nobody's watching their content. And it's like, when you post content no one relates to, like no one actually understands, well then yeah, nobody's gonna watch it, and yeah, you're gonna get comments under it being like, who do you think you are? And I just don't understand the thought process behind posting that. And like, there's so many people on TikTok that are posting things that are just lovely, especially around this time of year where like the spirit is all about like giving and like, yeah, just like charity and helping your community. And there's just not, like, there's just, I don't know, it's like, to me, and again, not that anybody's probably gonna watch this, I just need somebody to talk to while I get ready. I'm not saying go and tell these people that they're shitty people or that you hate them or that they're tone deaf, or, because regardless, nobody really deserves hate, but no one also should have that much money. Oops. Sorry to whoever I offend. You shouldn't have that much money. No one person should. And that's just the truth. I genuinely believe that money would be better use in literally anyone else's pocket, anyone else than someone who is as I don't even want to say materialistic, because again, I feel like I'm being really harsh, really critical, but there's so much wrong at the minute. There's so much wrong. Like Hannah from the Smoky Glow video described it as the world is literally on fire, and it so is. And to see someone just like that level of tone deaf, like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, I don't have words. It genuinely gets to a point where I'm like, other than saying something that's probably going to get me banned off this app, like, I don't have words anymore. And yeah, I get like, well, just don't follow her, like, just don't watch her content, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, but at the same time, like, if you don't follow one, the worrying trend is that another one's going to pop up. Like, I get that there's a lot of money in social media, I get it, and like the platforms and stuff are paying these people a lot of money to make those videos, so then you're going to spend a lot of money on making those videos so that you can get a lot of money to make more videos. I understand that that's how that works, but at the same time, like, how are you then not using that money for good? I don't know. And I get it, it's their money, they can use it whatever way they want, but like, how? Yeah, I don't get it. I'm at a loss for words, to be honest, and it's actually getting me like more annoyed than what I think it's worth. Like, I have a ridiculous amount of empathy and sympathy for the people who are going through all the crap that I was sort of implying when I was talking about the world being on fire. And I have an insane amount of, probably an unhinged amount, to be honest, of anger and resentment towards people who hoard wealth and like flex this just disgusting amount of money when there's so many people, not even across the world, like literally in your own country, and like if you're in America, literally in your own state, in your own city, probably not them people in your own neighborhood, but you know what I mean. Like, there is just no excuse for that, and it is deplorable. And yeah, the wealth disparity that's becoming more prominent on TikTok is worrying, and it just is. And it is one of the most genuinely terrifying things that I've seen in a long time, that this wealth and this level of entitlement is becoming normal to the like new generation of teens, pre-teens, you know, the TikTok audience. It's becoming normalized to have that amount of stuff, and if you don't, you're poor. But you know what? Compared to them, we're probably all poor. Just the truth. The harsh reality, compared to them, we're all poor. And you know what? If you're not, fair play. But if you're that level of rich, shame on you. And if you're doing nothing about the chaos that is the world right now, when you have the resources to do so, shame on you. And that's the nice way of putting it. And this video is getting ridiculously long, and I feel literally warm, like hot, because I am getting that annoyed. So I'm gonna stop talking about it. But it's one of those things that, like, even if you stop talking about it, you'll never stop thinking about it. So yeah, if you want to do something nice this Christmas, check for a local angel tree. Check for your local, in Belfast, Cash for Kids. They do a lot of collections around this time. Or I am going to try my best and leave some resources to help others in the description. Again, if anybody watches this, thank you so much, and please consider subscribing. I'm probably going to do a lot more commentary videos because I just feel like I have a lot to say, for better or for worse. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great day wherever you are in the world, and yeah, I'll see you next time.